Welcome to 843 TV. I'm your host, Wayne Morris with WHHI-TV.
And I'm your host, Carrie Manning from the Village Spa.
And today we're coming to you from beautiful Honeyhorn at the Coastal Discovery Museum.
Which brings us to our first guest, Ms. Amber Kuehn. She is the project manager for the Hilton Head Island Sea Turtle Protection Program.
And our second guest is Carrie Hirsch. She is with Hirsch Productions, and they just did an award-winning documentary on the gullah culture here in our area.
And then last but not least, we have Miss Stephanie Kohler. She is also another host on WHHI-TV. So make sure that you stay tuned and come back for more 843 TV.
Where communities come to speak.
843 TV, where Bluffton comes to speak.
Where Spring Island comes to speak.
Where Hilton Head Island comes to speak.
Where Port Royal comes to speak.
.843 TV,
where communities come to speak.
Welcome to 843 TV. We're here this morning with Miss Amber Kuehn. She is the project manager for the Hilton Head Island Sea Turtle Protection Project. How are you this morning?
I'm great, thanks.
So first, let's start off by telling everybody a little bit about the project and what does it do?
The project started in 1985. Our main goal is to make sure that nesting on Hilton Head is protected from high tide water inundation. So our main idea is that we head out at 5 o'clock in the morning, we look for sea turtle nests, and we move them above the high tide line in the event that we think a high tide will cover the nest. That's mainly what we do to protect the eggs in the nest chamber. And after that, we monitor them for incubation and hatching. And afterwards, we count in the nests and inventory, which means that we submit to the South Carolina Department of Natural Resources all of our data, how many eggs hatched, how many eggs did not hatch, how many hatchlings were in the bottom of the nest, and they compile that for the whole state of South Carolina and keep track of our sea turtle population.
I didn't realize you guys moved them.
Yeah, that's amazing. So you actually go out there and move the eggs?
Yes.
So the mother can't tell they've been moved, or she knows where to find them?
She never comes back.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Right.
Cool. That's awesome.
But FYI, I'm sure nobody else, don't touch them.
Yeah. Leave that to professionals.
Nobody else is allowed to do that.
That might be part of the public awareness. What kind of public awareness do you guys initiate on behalf of the sea turtles?
The Coastal Discovery Museum does a great job of public awareness. We have sea turtle talks at the Sonesta Resort in June, July, and August. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays from 7:30 to 9. And we give a presentation on sea turtle biology and what the Hilton Head Island Sea Turtle Protection Project does on a daily basis. And I was out there at 5 o'clock this morning, so I can tell you for sure we started this week. We have not seen any nesting yet, but we hope to see that soon. But people learn and they're able to ask questions, and we take them onto the beach and they look at a nest that's been moved and documented. It's marked with an orange triangle, which you may be familiar with if you visit Hilton Head Beach. In 2013, we had 339 nests on Hilton Head. There are 14 miles of beach. And last year we had 126. So it was a significant drop, and we're hoping that this season is going to come back.
Normal to kind of have
No, 62% decrease hasn't happened for at least 10 years.
Oh.
So
cause that?
we don't know.
How many eggs are in each nest?
It's about 120 eggs in each nest, and she lays 4 to 6 times in a season. So it's quite a bit of eggs to move, and hopefully this year will be just as busy as we were in 2013.
And how many make it from the nest then back out to the sea? What's the percentage?
The statistic is 1 in 100 will make it to the Gulf Stream, which is 70 miles off of our coast, and that's where they're headed. To adult sexual maturity, which is able to lay eggs, 25 years old, 1 in 10,000.
Wow.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Everything eats a hatchling that's this big. Fish, birds, those sort of things.
A rough start.
Yeah, it is.
How can locals and visitors help the sea turtles?
Well, the best way really is to adopt a nest. We have a very popular Adopt a Nest program, and what that does is it assigns you a nest. You get to know where it is on the island, when it was laid, how many days it's incubated before it hatches, what was the nest success when we go in to inventory the nest. There are other things that you can do as well. If you adopt a nest, you'll get a Adopt a Nest t-shirt. You get the emails that tell you how things are going on the beach throughout the season, a certificate that shows that you've adopted the nest. and a sticker. But it's great for kids who are learning. They keep track of their nest, and also for someone who has everything. Certainly they would like to have a sea turtle nest in addition to everything that they have. The staff this year got a new uniform. It's the same t-shirt, but on the back we have a list of things that you can do to help. So things you don't think about, filling in your sand holes, because you know the tide doesn't always get up there and the water doesn't exactly fill it in. Some of these holes are really deep. And what happens is the hatchlings come out of their nest and they walk down, they fall into the hole and they can't get out. So that takes care of that right away in a bad way. Picking up your trash, because sea turtles will ingest hard plastics, particularly the loggerheads who eat crabs and crunchy things. And the leatherback eats jellyfish, so a plastic bag floating in the water looks like a jellyfish. That will kill them. Keeping your lights out. The town of Hilton Head has an ordinance, May through October. It's 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. lights out if you are beachfront. And of course in Hilton Head we have a new beachfront resident just about every week. So it's important that we keep up with letting everyone know that this is important. What happens is the hatchlings are attracted to the porch light, which is the opposite direction of where they should be going. So we lose a few nests that each year. Other things, reporting the stranded sea turtles, moving your equipment off the beach. So when an adult sea turtle comes to nest and they hit a lawn chair or a tent that you left, they are frightened and they turn around and go back. And if that happens enough times, they'll just simply drop their eggs into the ocean, which they will not incubate at that point. And adopt a nest. So there are a number of things that you can do that you might not have thought about. You can look at our backs when we're out on patrol and remind yourselves what those are. Adopting a nest is a great way to participate.
Right.
Sea turtles are protected by the Endangered Species Act. Yes. So what does that mean to the general public?
We deal with this on a daily basis. I know when you see a hatchling on the beach, if it's behind in its journey to the sea, you want to pick it up, you want to help it, because they are endangered species. We have to be permitted, federally permitted, to be able to touch eggs, touch hatchlings, move nests, and every year we get updates on what's the best practices for managing the nests, what are the new laws, and so forth. So we don't help them besides moving their eggs. Everything happens naturally, and that's the way the Endangered Species Act works.
That's great. So if anybody has any questions or wants more information, what can they do?
Coastal Discovery Museum, they'll probably put you in touch with me.
Okay, great. And what's that phone number?
It's 689-6767.
Okay, well, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
And stay with us. We'll be back with more 843 TV.